Send me the address.
Oh, I will
And
do. Yeah, yeah,
what
yeah.
I do is park and is that okay to park the car near where you are?
Yeah, we can get it up on the. We can even get it up off the road. It's not much of a drive, but it's not. It's a mini, isn't it? Yeah, no, we get it on. I get my van on, so no worries.
Give me the address and I'll be there about 12:30. Yeah?
Perfect. I'll send it to you. Yeah, we'll communicate before then, I'm sure. Looking forward to it.
We wanted to upgrade to a king size, and
Nice one. Cheers, Brian. I think we might be on live. We are indeed. We are on live. Very good evening to our online listeners. Apologies if there was a little bit of delay and a little bit of concern in finding us this evening. But we are now online. I need to turn my own phone down because I can hear us coming back. Now have checked that we are online. Good evening to you, Dan Hicks, the first one to let me know that we are live tonight. Much appreciated. Colin Hayden as well, just come on, hearing us loud and clear. Eight minutes from kickoff. One change to your shots lineup tonight. Christy Grogan comes in as expected for Sam Inwood, who is now on international duty. Boreham would name a very strong 11 and a very strong bench. And incredibly, I think the second or third smallest squad in the National League has very few injuries to worry about, and I think that's more than coincidence. I think Boreham would invest quite a lot in their medical team and their sports science and everything, and fair play to them, fair play to them. Classy looking sides, classy looking bench, and they are in form again. Whilst Shot's form was woeful and then brilliant and then poor, Boreham Woods was wonderful and stuttered for a bit, and now is right back at it. Right back at it alongside me tonight. What a slinky link that was. Mr. Steve Gibbs, a very good evening to you.
Good evening,
sir.
Mr. Worrell.
The former Aldershot Town media manager. Don't panic, Wood fans. We will be fair and balanced. Even the Carlisle and the York fans said that, didn't they, Steve? So
they did.
It's the Shots fans who usually moan at us, right?
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, really excited for this one. Boreham Woods, yeah, in prolific form, brilliant going forward. Joint top scorers in away games, scored in their last 34 games. And this against an Aldershot Town team that on goals per game average have the worst home defence in the division. Surely there's only one way this game is going to end up, isn't there? But Boreham would have defensive weaknesses of their own. They've been conceding sloppy goals. Yes, they're in form, but they've only won one of their last 7 away.
Oh, well done. You found some chinks.
Exactly. I have been looking. I have had to look. Admittedly, that was at Southend, but they've stumbled somewhat against the likes of Altrincham, Tamworth, Eastleigh, and some team called Woking. But going forward, Boreham Wood are an absolute terrifying joy to watch. I will probably end up watching through my fingers, but I'm so looking forward to seeing them going forward. They're one of the most free-flowing, creative, attacking teams in this division, and I'd hate to play against them, but they're brilliant to watch.
That's the opinion of Steve Gibbs, but I have to concur with it. And having watched this league for the last 12 years, called it for the last 9, having watched Luke Garrard's teams of old and of recent times, I spoke to him briefly after the game away at Meadow Park, and I said, not blowing wind, Luke, I know you're a modest man, I know you won't get too high or too low. Of all the years that I have seen Boreham Wood teams, this is the best incumbent by some long way. It
is, absolutely. They've made the transition from National League South to National League itself like it's easy, and everybody that tries knows it isn't. But yeah, you know what you're going to get with a Luke Garrard team, and they've got some jewels in that hard-working, industrious, organised, aggressive, strong crown. The likes of Brunt, Abdul Malik, they've been able to sign the creativity, the understated creativity, the underappreciated at Aldershot Town creativity of Regan Booty. You've got one of the most prolific strikers in the division in Matt Rush.
And you've got players like Eric O'Souza, Joe Newton, Aaron Henry, Cameron Cox, Callum Reynolds, Marley Marshall, Miranda and Callum Clayton that can't get in the team.
Yeah. And that's without their Ipswich loanee Ainde, who started brilliantly, and he's maybe not quite as explosive and tricky and whatever as Abdul Malik on the other side, but he's an impressive right-sided winger who is a real handful on his day, and he's not even in the squad this evening. Whether that's tactical or injury, I'm not sure, but yeah, it's, as you said before we came on air, it's a small squad, but the depth in quality is impressive.
A very good evening to our BBC Sport at BBC Surrey online listeners, and to our DAZN viewers, be you Shots fans, Wood fans or neutrals, just looking in on what should be a fine, entertaining front foot game between Boreham Wood, still going extremely well at the top end of the division, sitting in 4th place, and Aldershot Town, who are in the middle of a tough run of fixtures and a poor run of results, but I don't think have been too far off it, and maybe just need a little spark, a little bit of luck, maybe to take the lead in the game, something they haven't really done in those last 5 games. They've largely been 2-0 down at half-time as an average, as a par, and really got back into those games. The Shots are in their home kit of red and blue, or red shirts, blue shorts, red socks, skippered by Theo Widrington. Boreham Wood are skippered by Tom White. Good to see him back playing regularly, enjoying his football, much known at this level of football and the level above. Boreham Wood in all black strip, and our referee this evening, Adrian Quelch, a familiar name but not one that's taken charge of too many National League games this season, only 3, and one in the National League South, a couple of others in the Premier League Cup, so I'm not sure if he's been running the line at a higher level or what, but 9 games, 34 yellows and 1 red. Both sides go into huddles, and the Shots this evening line up as follows. In goal, Kanaya Boyce Clark. Back 4 left to right, Ollie Scott, Christy Grogan, the only change who comes in for Sam Inwood, he's on international duty. Will Nightingale and Raheem Shackelford. Tommy, beg your pardon, not Tommy Tetek, Theo Widrington and Dayan Tetek in the centre of midfield for Shots. Brodie Pert, Josh Barrett and Charlie Warren, all in support of Callum Stewart in attack. Boreham Wood have kick-off. They'll be kicking towards the East Bank end in the first half, and they line up with Ted Curd in goal, a back 4 left to right, we believe, Ilasammi, O'Connell, Bush and James Clark. Regan Booty, formerly of this parish, and Tom White, the captain in centre midfield. Abdul Malik, yes, he that scored that wonderful goal, the only goal that separated the two sides in the game at Meadow Park. Zach Brunt, Lewis Richardson and Matt Rush up top for the Wood. an average of 3.6 something goals per Aldershot Town game this season in the National League, home and away, for and against. Will we have another one of those goal fests tonight? Immediately the ball goes out to the right hand side from Boreham Wood, and it was really zipped out there, and it finds touch. Lovely moment just before we came on air and the teams came out to see Luke Garrard embracing Terry Brown. I don't know what their history is, but they obviously get on well.
I suspect AFC Wimbledon related.
Very much so. There's a little shove, I think, that the referee has let go. So we'll keep an eye on that. Chris Brush has tried to clear it and sliced right through the ball. Would have got it again. A little bit of head tennis in the middle. Tom White brings it down. And the ball's back with Chris Brush, who tries again with the left foot. And that's still a little bit too much on it for Abdul Malik. Can play anywhere across that attacking three, can't he? I think I've often seen him more central or on the right side, so might be my first look at him.
Yeah, of late he's been playing down the left, but he cuts inside. Always cuts inside.
Yeah.
And that's where Shackelford will need to be on his money tonight.
That's what Brodie Pert for shots and Charlie Warren on the opposite wing like to do. Brodie Pert did so to good effect with the one goal that he scored on Saturday. Here is Abdul Malik going against Raheem Shackelford, tries an early ball into the box. It's held up inside the box by Matt Rush. He plays it back through Booty, back to White. Patient build up from the Wood. Zach Brunt tries a ball down the side. Ollie Scott is too well positioned and too pacey for that. He does put it into touch though. It's quoted on commentary from the Laithwaite on Saturday saying, I think Ollie Scott, for me, over the last 5 or 6 games, he hasn't played in all of those, but across those last games has been Aldershot's most consistent player.
Agreed.
Been absolutely superb, and I thought was the pick on Saturday. I actually got to have that pick for once, not you, because I was the only Aldershot related one there. Here's Boreham Wood going down the right side, Aldershot clear it behind, and it will be the first corner of the evening to the visitors in the 3rd minute of the game. Shots nil, Boreham Wood nil.
Yeah, as you'd expect, Boreham Wood making a positive start, using the full width of the pitch. So much attacking quality, composure on the ball, creativity. If you stop Brunt, Booty will open you up. If you stop them two, Abdul Malik will just tear you apart.
I think Abdul Malik's out there with Brunt for the corner. They do take it short. Brunt sends it in. It's missed by the first people, then it's missed again. Follow-up shot comes in. It's blasted in by Regan Booty through a crowd of bodies. Low. Boyce Clark unsighted, probably no real chance. And Boreham Wood strike just inside the back end of the 3rd minute. Aldershot Town nil, Boreham Wood 1.
Yeah. Clever, clean strike from Regan Booty. Had to do well to keep it down. In the end, threaded it through a forest of legs. As you say, Boyce Clark unsighted. Otherwise, he would have expected to stop that one. Should Booty have been closed down, someone should have picked him up. He wasn't. In the end, he had plenty of time to strike it clean, the edge of the box. Did what he does.
5 consecutive defeats for the Shots coming into tonight's game, and now for a 6th consecutive game they go behind in the first half. And perhaps as early as they have done actually, just 3 minutes in. Here's Peart holding the ball up, goes back inside. What you don't want to do is give a classy Boreham Wood side a start like they've just been given. Here's Josh Barrett switching the ball out to the left side to Brodie Peart, takes it down right on the edge of the penalty area. He's got an overlapping run from Scott, but he comes inside. Tetek's touches beaten to it by a Boreham Wood player, and then Nightingale slides into the back of Rush. Both end up on the floor, neither get the ball. Aldershot come away with it again. Tetek finds Barrett. Barrett gives it back to Tetek, and Tetek slides it to Peart, who's not going to get there because that's far too easily read and cut out by James Clark. I think he's playing his 2nd game for Boreham Wood, or is it his 3rd already? I'm not sure. Signed from Solihull a week or so ago, and they're not prolific at signing lots of players, Boreham Wood, but when they do, they're always classy. Here's Charlie Warren. He's into the air. He's going to be forced onto his right foot by Ilasambi, who does superbly, and the experience there of Femi Ilasambi showing against Warren, forcing him onto his right foot that he didn't want to go on, and then eventually just getting his body in the way of it, shepherding it behind the line. Goal kick to Wood, 5 minutes gone, shots nil, Wood 1.
He didn't need to do anything clever, didn't need to win the ball, just needed to use his experience, get his body in between Warren and the ball, and chance successfully snuffed out. And having seen the replay, Regan Booty with the shot, but Matt Rush got the final touch.
Did he?
Yeah. Well, he was claiming it, as you'd expect any striker to.
Absolutely. Here's Abdul Malik running across the penalty area. Theo Woodring gets a foot on it, but Wood have still got it through White, who finds Ilasanmi. Ilasanmi sends it out to Brunt. Brunt sends a ball forward, which Abdul Malik won't get to. Steve's got the benefit of the replay. I haven't.
He was lurking with intent amidst a crowd of players, and just a deft little flick. It might well have been going in anyway, but you could see as Regan Booty celebrated on the edge of the area, Rush was wheeling away in front of the East Bank, going, "Excuse me, lads, that was mine."
Well,
when you've got 22 goals already this season, you're going to want to claim your 23rd at any opportunity, but there was the slightest, deftest of touches.
Excellent. Well spotted, Steve. At the moment, I believe that the outlets have given it to Regan Booty, but maybe that will get amended.
It'll probably be decided in the away dressing room at half time, but Matt Rush was certainly putting dibs on it in the immediate aftermath.
Paul Bertie Reynolds is heading home from the beach. It's slightly earlier in the day where he is.
Where is he? Portsmouth?
Across the pond he is. It's a rather fresh, barely spring evening here at the EBB. We had a little bit of light drizzle for half an hour or so before the game. It has abated at the moment. The pitch is looking really good. There's a ball straight through the middle, finds Richardson. As he comes across the midfield, there's a little petty foul by Will Nightingale. Free kick's taken quick, and it's offside against Rush, who pokes it home. So he may have scored one. He definitely hasn't scored another.
No, but that's the two things about Matt Rush. He scores goals and he gets caught offside. I believe the player with the most offsides in the National League, but you only need to get one right, then you're in. And the Aldershot Town defence do need to be wary of that.
We used to say that a lot about Super Jackie Barham, didn't we? There's another silly foul given away, this time by Christy Grogan. And Aldershot are giving all the early initiative away to the form side, to Boreham Wood, who won by this scoreline, 1-0 at Meadow Park. In truth, it could have been a lot more. Aldershot also could have scored a few times that night. It was a pretty open game. And I guess if Aldershot are going to get anything out of it, it'll need to be tonight as well. And at some point, they're going to need to show up with the goals. Scored in every home National League game until 3 games ago, and haven't scored since. Admittedly, the opposition was Rochdale and York.
Yeah, absolutely. The step up in class has told.
Carlisle and Rochdale.
Yeah, the step up in class has absolutely told on Aldershot Town.
Okay, here's Booty with a free kick to the far post, headed away by Nightingale, held up by Josh Barrett, who's limping away. He's been caught, and Aldershot been given the free kick by Adrian Quelch. And it doesn't matter how much they might be feeling sorry for themselves, they've gone behind again, they've got to go again, and they've got to try and break down, which is always a mean Boreham Wood defence. Maybe not always on the road this season. We picked out that they've conceded 29 goals in 19 games up to tonight, which I thought I was onto something. And then I looked at the other stat, that they scored 41 goals, the joint most in the division away from home. Yeah,
it is that theory of, well, if you're that good going forward, you can afford to concede a couple, but they have conceded a couple of sloppy goals recently. Maybe a bit of a lack of mobility, a lack of organisation, being beaten in the air a little bit too easily, but yeah, nonetheless, they're absolutely frightening going the other way.
Free kick given away by Theo Widgerton a little bit late with his challenge on Tom White. Here now, Boreham Wood coming forward. Ollie Scott has slightly hesitated. He thought there was enough pace on the ball for it to roll behind. There wasn't, and I think it's Lewis Richardson down there that showed again, and in the end Scott had to dive in again and poke it behind for another corner to the Wood. And we know what happened from the last one.
Yeah, hopefully Aldershot Town will have learnt their lesson and not allow someone like of the technical ability of Regan Booty a chance to hit a first time unchallenged shot. And yeah, Ollie Scott once again using his powers of recovery to good effect.
This time, well, the referee just wants a word about the pushing and holding. Chris Bush and one other Boreham Wood player pretty much sandwiching Boy's clock to make sure that he can't get any momentum to come and climb and get the ball. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. They can do what they want. The referee gives what he gives.
Shackelford is now ushering him away from the goal line.
In it comes, left-footed to the far post. It is in the end caught by Kanaya Boyce Clark, who desperately wants to get Aldershot away quickly. In the end, he sends Shackelford away. Shackelford shows the ball to Brunt and then goes inside him. Plays it out to Callum Stewart now. Aldershot have tended in those other games to start well, produce the first 2 or 3 or 4 chances, not take them and then go behind. Tonight it's a bit different. The first chance has ended up in the back of their net, and maybe that's what Aldershot need to do, change the script round.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not what John Coleman would have wanted, but you've got to make the best of a bad situation.
Ping ball forward from Theo Widrington, held up by Warren, then poked forward by Tetek, lost momentarily. Bush has got it. Bush has given it away to Tetek. Pert sends it inside, comes out again to Barrett. He'll get a shot away, little deflection on it. It's going to go wide and it's going to be kept in by Ilasanmi. John Coleman doesn't like losing, full stop. And as mentioned on a few occasions about little bits and pieces of luck, that's a really good example there when you get a huge deflection and it could have gone anywhere. I'm telling you now, Ted Curd was completely wrong-footed.
He was.
And if that bit of whip had just whipped it anything into the left half of the goal, it would have gone in, didn't it? But it didn't. It went further left. And not only did it not even go behind for the corner, Ilasanmi was able to keep it in. Yeah,
it crashed into the forearm, the shoulder of Charlie O'Connell, who was at 90 degrees to the shot, got a block on it, and yeah, anything less full on and that could have spun viciously into the goal.
Ifs and buts and maybes and coulda, woulda, shouldas, and that's where Aldershot find themselves at the moment. There's a lovely little back heel flick by Zach Brunt, but well read by Christy Grogan, who gets onto it before Matt Rush. And now Boyce Clark sends it out to the right hand side. Callum Stewart does well, I beg your pardon, Charlie Warren does well to keep it in. And the referee really there, I thought, was playing advantage, and when it didn't come off, fully expected a free kick to the shots. Not given those, Steve. What was your take on that?
Yeah, I think so. It was good, strong defending from Ilasanmi against Warren, who himself was using his body to good effect to shield the ball. Yes, I'm probably tempted to say 6 of one and 6 of another.
Which is exactly what we've just seen again, and the referee choosing on this occasion not to give anything. I think that was his way of evening it up, because for me, that was a free kick to Boreham Wood and it wasn't given. So there we are. They've evened themselves out in the space of 30 seconds there. And on we go. Warren tries to take it down. Ilasanmi positions himself well again, steers the ball back to Bush. Bush to Curd. Curd shut down by Stewart, sends it out to the right-hand side. Lovely take out on that right-hand side by Lewis Richardson, but Aldershot have won it back. Nightingale plays it up to Josh Barrett. Aldershot, it's fair to say, need a moment. Can they get one here? Here's Charlie Warren turning away and dribbling out to the left side. Ball through the middle, and Brody Pearce almost onto it, goes down. He's just checked. Appeals for a penalty, nothing given. Josh Barrett's apoplectic, so is Theo Widrington. Was it a clever little nudge? Was it a trip? Should Aldershot have had a penalty? Steve Gibbs.
Yeah.
Here's Barrett though. He's approaching the edge of the area, and we'll let Steve watch the replay. Here's Barrett getting down the right hand side, sends the ball in, cut out by Ilasanmi, corner to the shots, and any moment now we will get a look prior to that corner being taken. So Barrett.
My initial instinct is no.
Ooh, Chris Bush, maybe.
It's Tom White.
Yeah, is it?
Who is going to Bush was in the vicinity, most definitely, but it was White.
Oh, okay, I thought
who made contact. My initial instinct was that he was falling, and the contact was inadvertent.
Right, off we go then. Told you we'd be fair, Wood fans. You lead 1-0 in the 15th minute. Is Barrett with the corner. It's headed away by Chris Bush, headed back in by Tetek. Big leap from Brodie Pert, or is it Christy Grogan? I think it's Christy Grogan. And it goes back to Ted Curd. Here's Zach Brunt, plays the ball across the middle, and Theo Widdrington comes over, heavy touch, and then he's checked by Abdul Malik. Again, the referee ignores that. So I will say this now, a good 15 minutes in, ref's been pretty consistent at letting little nudges and little bits of contact go, Steve, both sides. We don't mind that too much.
No, absolutely. As long as he's consistent, I think he's let the game flow, and that can only be to the benefit of the spectacle.
Good evening to Ellie and Nick and Gina, listening in from up north, Wakefield, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ellie. Another poor start for the Shots, but maybe, just maybe today they can come back into it. Let's see. Cracking start to the game for Boreham Wood. There's a good win from Callum Stewart, and he wins it clean off of Tom White. But oh no, what an effort! That is unbelievable. And from winning the ball back, Boreham Wood have just lifted the ball way up and over Boyce Clark, and it's gone in. Was it Regan Booty? I'm not too sure who struck it.
It absolutely was Regan Booty, second of the evening, possibly. But whatever the doubt over who got the first one, that is all Regan Booty. I'm sure it's going to be said, is that David Beckham-esque? Maybe not quite as far out, but brilliant vision, composure, technique to lift it from virtually halfway line. Gets it back, one touch. Still,
it's Nick Horton away at Fylde all over again.
Absolutely brilliant. Yes, Boyce Clark is slightly off his line. He's that sort of goalkeeper. You can't blame him when the ball's ricocheting around in midfield. To have the awareness and the technique to finish from there, you can't criticise anyone else. You have to say, take a bow, Regan Booty. That is brilliant. That is absolutely outrageous. It caught everybody in the ground out, including myself. Callum, Aldershot had done so well to wrestle back possession, and they just momentarily lost it, and Regan Booty let fly with the shot, and then he ran over to the right hand side. I think it might have been to celebrate with the Wood fans. That would be the obvious one, but he seemed to head for one player in particular, almost like they'd had a chat to say, look out for Boyce Clark being off his line. Possibly.
That's homework done, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't just see that opportunity.
That's the minutiae and the detail at which Luke Garrard works.
I said it before, I've said it tonight, Aldershot could have lost by a lot more than the one goal at Boreham Wood earlier in the season. They did lose 1-0. They could have scored a few on the night, but Boreham Wood are back demonstrating something very rare in football, and that is the perfect cocktail. The ability to score a lot of goals and not concede many. And most importantly, concede less than the opposition. Here's Zach Brunt playing the ball. Ooh, Rush nearly got in. He was a little bit caught between Shackelford and Grogan. It'd be interesting to see if that first goal does stay with Booty or does go to Rush, because if it stays with Booty, then just 18 and a half minutes in, Steve, he's on a hat-trick. Yeah. And that is his arrival at the club shows the kind of recruitment policy that Boreham would have. That you don't bring in many players, but the ones you do make your squad so much better. Greg Thornett, who I know is here because I bumped into him walking out the station earlier, said, can I say hello to his mum and dad who are listening down in Dorset? They certainly tuned in at the moment. How much longer, I don't know. But Greg's meeting up with some family tonight, or met up with some family for a bit of a Nepalese curry before the game. There you go, inside info if anybody cares. Right, here's Theo Widdrington finding Charlie Warren, tries the ball down the inside right channel. Callum Stewart battles well for it with O'Connell. The final touch is off O'Connell, and Aldershot got themselves a throw. And I find myself saying for the 6th game running in the first half that if Aldershot Town are going to get anything out of this game, Steve, they need to get the next goal.
They do, absolutely. At the moment, they're barely second in a 2-horse race.
Stuck in a time walk. It's literally like Groundhog Day. Here's Barrett feeding Charlie Warren. Is he going to get room for a shot on his left foot? Oh, he is, but he doesn't get any curl on it. And I wanted to see him do that at Woking on Saturday, Steve. He had a couple of opportunities and then passed. And that didn't look like the Charlie Warren we've seen since he's been down here. The thing is, you need to keep doing that to keep your sights in, don't you?
You do, absolutely. You can never blame him for wanting to have a go, but yeah,
I blame him for passing when he didn't.
Absolutely, yeah. He needed to wrap his foot around that one. He got it all wrong, and in the end, it was, yeah, horribly wide.
Here's Curd, a couple of yards outside his area, sending the ball forward, one in the air by Nightingale, and then a little bit of a late challenge there from Christy Grogan, who's just being held down on the floor by Tom White. Aldershot have got the ball with Shackelford. He's running back towards his own goal under pressure from Abdul Malik and has to turn and clear it into touch. Luke Garrard like that. He claps his hands, takes a sit down. He can afford to, I think. He can have a little rest, done his homework, done his prep like he always does. What he does, Luke Garrard, he's absolutely obsessed. He'll win a game 3-0 and he'll say, right, I've got to go now because I want to watch the team that we're playing on Saturday, and he'll watch. He said he thoroughly enjoyed Woking against Shots at the weekend. He said it was like a proper old school non-league derby. That's exactly what it was. Probably the closest Aldershot have come to getting a result in the last 5 games, but they still didn't get one. Here's Scott sending the ball forward, helped on by Callum Stewart. Falls nicely for Barrett, whose touch is not the best. Boreham Wood will go again from just inside their own half. O'Connell sends it out to the right side to James Clark, who I think has been dispossessed, if it was Clark. Aldershot have got the ball with Brodie Peart. He cuts inside, he's going to try a shot. That's a cracker. Oh, hello, Brodie Peart! That is a wonderful strike. Not as far out as Booty's, but it's a beauty, that's for sure. 2 from Booty and now a beauty from Brodie Peart. Aldershot Town 1, Boreham Wood 2. We promised you goals, and less than halfway through the first half, we've had 3 already.
Yeah,
Steve Gibb.
Absolutely fantastic finish. Picking up where he left off on Saturday. This one, I think, is better. Absolutely superb. Stands Bush up, cuts inside, and then bends a brilliant shot past Ted Curd, who's a superb goalkeeper, and to beat him from that distance takes something special, and that's what that was.
Bit concerned that I might have wrongly said that Clark was dispossessed. I don't 100% if it was him or not.
No, I think I didn't actually see, but given the right back position was pretty vacant for Boreham Wood, I can only expect that it was James Clark.
Yeah, here's Booty on the edge of the area, tries a ball in, it's cut out, collision, keeper comes out, defender's gone down for Aldershot, he's waving his arms. I think there's a bit of a nasty coming together between 2 or 3 players there. One from Wood, Boyce Clark, and possibly Christy Grogan. And Will Nightingale's waving his arms for the Aldershot physio to come on sooner rather than later. And just as Aldershot get a little bit of hope and positivity, they've got a goalkeeper down, prone, and Christy Grogan down prone as well, Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, it was brave defending. You hope that neither injury is serious, but yeah, Boyce Clark comes out, slides between the sliding Grogan and Boreham Wood striker, and yeah, you hope that this isn't serious, but yeah, to confirm, it was James Clark. As Peart ran on, cut inside Bush and bent it deliciously into the far corner. You could see the number 15 not quite treading water, but getting back as quickly as he could, but not quite quick enough. And that number 15 is James Clark.
Okay. Wow. A chance to catch our breath after a quite blistering start here from Boreham Wood. And just the one time I think that Shots have been 2 down inside the first half in the last 6 games that they've got a goal back. Trying to think which game it was. Was it? I can't recall it offhand anyway. But that was the end of their scoring on the day. At the end of the day, they're still very much in this. The sheeting light drizzle is coming down again. The incredible thing for me in the build-up to that, Steve, was that Regan Booty, possibly, if Rush is not claiming the first goal on a hat-trick, advancing towards goal from the edge of the area, and the only thing he had on his mind was shredding the ball through.
Yeah.
That is unselfishness, isn't it?
It is. It's what's best for the team. And I think that's what, for all of the individual qualities of Brunt and Abdul Malik and Rush, this is a team effort.
I'm going to give this referee a bit of credit here, because with 3 players down and some treatment required, everybody's up. That's great news. And the ref says, everybody stay on and let's get on with it. Wonderful. Yeah, that's great to see. That's great to see.
Yeah, it was an honest competition for the ball. And
here's another one on the right hand side. That's a lovely first touch and take from Lewis Richardson, and then a heavy one. And Theo Witherington continues his run forward. I beg your pardon, Christy Grogan is run back with him, but Boyce Clark came out and snaffled it. Aldershot play it forward. Oh, not the best first touch from Callum Stewart, but a better second one, and now he weaves in and out past a couple of backtracking Wood players. Aldershot keep the ball. Witherington has it up to Barrett. That goal, not just a cracking strike from Brodie Pert, but it might just give the Shots team the little lift that they want, to just be the 1 goal down, not 2, after that pretty wretched start. Here's Pert on the left side. Poor touch on this occasion. I do one of those National League fantasy teams, and I haven't had many Shots players in it all season, but I drafted Brodie Pert in yesterday, and that's a pretty quick return, isn't it?
Spotter's badge for Warren.
Yeah, he's got it in him, hasn't he? And the thing is, Charlie Warren's got it in him as well. He's just gone slightly off it, and hopefully he gets back onto it tonight. Appreciate nobody else out there cares about my non-league fantasy team, but maybe you might like to know that there is a non-league fantasy competition available, because it's great fun. I much prefer that than doing the FPL, because this is proper football, right?
It is. Yeah, Tuesday night under the lights.
No lacking in quality.
Slick pitch. Yeah, lots of attacking intent, maybe a little bit of defensive frailty, but it's all the fun of the fair.
Aldershot 1, Boreham Wood 2, 27 minutes gone. The ball is with Ted Curd, just outside his area, sends it down the right hand side, one in the air cleanly by Ollie Scott, and then bounces awkwardly in the middle of the park. Booty gets the first touch, and Boreham Wood can't get it forward through Ilasami, so he goes back through Bush, and Bush will go back to Curd. Good press in there, out of possession from the Shots, forcing Wood to start again. It's almost goes without saying now, but we are so impressed with the way that Boreham Wood and Scunthorpe, to be fair, have acquitted themselves in their first season back at this level. Scunthorpe, perhaps for slightly different reasons. You know, Andy Butler not been at this level before. Here's Booty trying to thread a ball forward. It's taken a deflection and gone through to Boyce Clark. For Boreham Wood not just to be where they are, not just to be in the 70s of points already, to have scored 80 goals already, is quite outrageous, really. There, White shows a bit more desire than Warren to get the ball. It's half cleared. Booty wins it in the air, taken down by Rush, cleared away momentarily by Theo Witherington. The light drizzle has almost abated. Here's White, the skipper for Wood, picking the ball up inside his own half, plays the ball straight through the middle to Abdul Malik, sends it out to the left hand side. Ilasami's got it, threatens the cross, comes back to Abdul Malik. Oh, lovely first touch, skipped inside Witherington, running to the edge of the area, squares it to Brunt. Brunt has got Clark outside of him, he tries to thread it back into Brunt. Brunt twists, turns, somebody's got a foot in for Shots and cleared it forward, and now Callum Stewart might get onto the ball. He's got 2 Boreham Wood defenders with him. He's going to have to take them on his own. He's now getting a bit of support from Shackelford. Barrett's up there, Warren's up there, Tetek's arriving, Pert's arriving, Stewart's into the area, drives it in, half cleared away by Wood on the floor, picked up by Abdul Malik. He exchanges passes with Ilasami. Oh, lovely change of position from Ilasami. Stewart dives in, can't win the ball. Ilasami's still got it, sends it calmly and controlled to Rush. Rush holds it up, goes back to Booty. He tries a first time pass without looking to Brunt. It doesn't quite find its target, but Brunt does get onto it, sends it back down the right hand side. Clark sending an early cross, come shot, come I don't know what, but there was nobody in there, and it went over Boyce Clark, and this time over his goal as well, Steve.
Yeah, fortunately not under any threat from distance this time, but yeah, I'm not quite sure what James Clark was trying to do. That was a bit of a rush of blood to the head. Far too ambitious, but yeah, the way Boreham would stroll out of defence and turn defence into stylish attacks so quickly, so easily is hugely impressive.
Hi Tone, we gave you an update from the other games. Boston, who led 2-1 at Carlisle but lost 6-2 in the end after conceding 4 late goals and having a man sent off, are 1-0 up against Altrincham, who've won 4 of their last 6 games. Sutton United, who are playing Eastleigh, and Lord knows they both need a win. Eastleigh already down to 10 men inside the first 6 minutes. Nick Townsend, it is, the goalkeeper, who's been sent off. And Sutton have also taken the lead through Kai Jennings. The other 3 games are 0-0. Here, of course, is the home of goals, and we've had 3 already. And foul by Tetek. It's going to be at least a free kick. Is it going to be a yellow card as well? It is. The first one of the evening to Dayan Tetek. Referee Adrian Quelch signalling something possibly along the lines of that's not his first foul. I don't know.
Yeah, there wasn't much in it, but I think Dayan knew what he was doing. I think he deliberately blocked off Zach Brunt.
Knew what he was doing and he still did it anyway. Right. But I get your point, yeah. Free kick then to...
Yeah, it was a pull on the shirt. Brunt had run a bit of a ring around Dayan Tetek, and that was the only way you could stop him.
Booty sends the ball to Abdul Malik, cuts in, squares it across, cleared away. Clark sends it back down the right side. Abdul Malik is in an offside position, and he finds himself squaring up with Ollie Scott. There's not a lot in it height-wise. Not exactly a heavyweight contest, that one. Referee blows his whistle. Aldershot have got a free kick. Quelch is going to have a word with Abdul Malik and Scott, and he doesn't need any more than a word here. Hope he's not going to get his cards out for that one. He isn't. Well done. Second bit of sensible refereeing I've seen from Adrian Quelch tonight already. And when it comes to good positive moments of the evening, he's level with Regan Booty.
Absolutely, yeah. To be fair, Ollie Scott did rather jump into a tackle that he didn't need to jump into against Abdul Malik, and the little winger took offence to it.
Here come Boreham Wood again on the edge of the Aldershot Town final third. Booty manages to execute his pass out to the left to Abdul Malik. He's running up against Shackelford. Twist one way, then the other, back to Booty. Booty tries a shot. It's pretty weak. It's cut out by Nightingale, and it's ricocheted into the path of Callum Stewart. Now from Tetek. Stewart's turned inside. He's been fouled. Free kick to the shots. 5 yards inside their own half. They take it quickly. Referee doesn't like that, says the ball is moving, and we will restart. So 33 minutes gone here at the EBB, and once again the highest scoring ground in the National League doesn't fail to disappoint. That's what I meant to say. Boreham Wood fans, quick count, the vast majority in the final seated section of the South Stand, but around about a dozen hardy souls stood out there on the open slab. Why? Taking a bit of a pounding from the drizzle at the moment. Fair play to them. So around about, I'm going to guess about 50, 60, maybe 70 tops. Here's a ball up to Rush, hooks it over his shoulder, chased by Abdul Malik. And we've already seen little flashes of what he can do, but we don't need any more proof of how good he is, Steve, do we, here at Aldershot?
We do not.
He's already scored an outrageous goal, possibly the best goal scored against Aldershot all season. I've not seen many better.
No, he is his own highlights reel. He could have a goal of the season competition on his own, and probably there wouldn't be many other players that would get into that personal highlights reel.
Especially not if it was his, but yeah, I get your point. But I know exactly what you meant. I'm sure the listeners did, and the viewers. Right, Aldershot are guilty at the moment of giving the ball away unnecessarily in their own half. First Boyce Clark did it, and then Aldershot did it down the left side. And spot who the guilty party was. Chris Bush here shut down by Callum Stewart, plays it back out to the right side to O'Connell. His ball forwards cut out by Ollie Scott, but goes into touch. It's got me wondering, if it was O'Connell that was out there and that was dispossessed for Brodie Peart's goal, but anyway, it matters not too much. Aldershot have won the ball again off Tom White. Theo Widdrington bombing forward. Shots on the transition, although it's pretty even in terms of the numbers. It's 5 against 5. Barrett picks up the ball, sends it further left to Brodie Peart. Sheeting, driving, drizzle. Peart sends it across the goal, behind the goal, and then it ends up going out into touch for what would be a throw if the ball hadn't bent behind the goal on its way across. Goal kick to Boreham Wood. 35 and a half minutes gone here at the EBB, where it's Aldershot Town 1, Boreham Wood 2.
Yeah, it needed so much of a better delivery from out there, but Boreham Wood do get plenty of bodies behind the ball. They are quick in the defensive transition, probably as quick in defensive transition as attacking transition, and now they're on the front foot again. Into
the penalty area, rush. He's up against Grogan. He goes back to Abdul Malik, receives the ball, drifts one way, goes the other, then tries a shot with his other foot, and Shackelford reads that well, comes away with the ball. He's going to send it down the line now, but Chris Bush is going to go thank you very much and then pass it straight to Dayan Tetek. Tetek advancing through the centre circle, unopposed, sends it out to Brodie Peart. On the left side, he's going to try another shot. That one is blocked at source by O'Connell. Goes into touch, throw into shots level with the Boreham Wood penalty area. Not the best option there from Brodie Peart. I think he maybe got a little bit of a rush of blood to the head, saw the glory rather than the percentages, but yeah. Who can blame him after that first strike?
Absolutely, his confidence will be high.
Here's Aldershot out on the left side. That's not the best touch from Josh Barrett, and Boreham Wood have come away with the ball through O'Connell. He's given it to Abdul Malik. Abdul Malik back to Ilisanmi. Boreham would have been sumptuous at times in this first half, but fair play to the shots for finding a way back into it, which has just meant that Boreham would perhaps need to just show a little bit of caution here and there. And then they go again through Abdul Malik, and he's away. He's past Warren. Now he sends an early cross in, cut out by Grogan, and Tetek will drift onto it, send it out to the right side where Barrett should be able to keep that ball in by the touchline. He sends it back inside to Theo Widdrington, who tries an early ball out to the left side. Clark will head that inside, and he almost finds Callum Stewart with it. Now Boreham would clear it. Brunt helps it on, and that is a foul, and a bit of a naughty one for me from Lewis Richardson. In the referee's eyes, it's just a foul. It was quite cynical, that one, for me, but referee says free kick, Aldershot, get on with it. We don't mind a bit of getting on with it. 38 minutes very nearly gone. Shots 1, Boreham Wood 2. Theo Widdrington's going to send this ball fairly centrally, I think. Just hang it up just inside the area. Powerful header across, and then a backward header from let me give him his credit. I think it might be Matt Rush, It is. It's Matt Rush. Well positioned. Boreham Wood playing it around their own area. Callum Stewart shutting down. Cleared away by Curd. Theo Widdrington just eases into Zach Brunt, which allows the ball to go over them both. And all the way through to Boyce Clark, who's shut down here and has given the ball straight to Boreham Wood. Clark's got it. Clark inside to Booty. Booty back outside. Clark and Brunt working together out there on that right hand side. It's quite, with the driving rain and the furthest point from the commentary box, it's difficult to identify the players out there. Corner to Boreham Wood at the East Bank end. Yeah, and that drizzle is so thick it's almost creating like a fog, isn't it, Steve?
It is, yeah, and we've seen the wind hold the ball up already this evening, and yeah, the elements could well play a part in this one. If you put a corner underneath the crossbar, who knows what will happen to it in that swirling wind and rain.
Steve Gibbs, I'm Rob Worrell, your commentary team from the EBB in North East Hampshire tonight. Aldershot 1, Boreham Wood 2. Boreham Wood with a corner here inside the 40th minute. Lovely wicked left-footed bender, cleared away by Warren, helped on by Callum Stewart, chased by Barrett. There's absolutely no way that he's going to beat Tom White in that race. White, Ilasammi, Bush, O'Connell pass the ball around, back inside to Bush. I think Luke Garrard will be relatively pleased with what he's seen from his side in the first half. They continue to look in good form. They look like could score a goal at any minute. They have conceded one, and it's pretty much akin to what we said. They will concede away from home, but they'll score more than you, and that's exactly what they've done so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Defensively, they've not looked entirely comfortable, but
Brunt, edge of the area, ball in, picked up, shot, blocked, claims for handball, waved away. The shot came from Richardson. Aldershot tried to clear it. Ilasammi's won it back. Luke Garrard still complaining about that. I think he'd be a bit fortunate to get anything from that one, to be fair. It might have hit hand, but it was hit straight at him. Boreham Wood, though, still have the ball and still have Aldershot penned into their own half. Bush wanders a few yards over the line, gives the ball to the side, and then comes back inside to his own half. He's receiving the ball again now from Regan Booty and goes back inside to O'Connell. Did you get a second look at that potential?
The ball hits Christy Grogan on the hand, and his hand is away from his body. Certainly not deliberate, but in the category of seen them given, I think is the cliche.
Yeah, that's good standing up in the challenge from Ollie Scott, but he can only put the ball into touch. Boreham Wood take it. They find space in the final third so easily, it's rather concerning. There's a back heel from Abdul Malik, and good positioning and change of direction from Will Nightingale. No, it's been given as a corner. Doesn't look very happy with it. I think maybe as he swiveled quickly, it might have just brushed across his foot. So Boreham Wood with their fourth or even maybe fifth corner of the first half.
Yeah, I think they're fourth.
Aldershot once again conceded 2 goals in the first half. I think it's the 5th or 6th game running, but we'll double check that. In comes the corner. Oh, it's a downward header wide, completely unmarked from Lewis Richardson. He is 6 yards out, and he somehow fails to head it on target, and he holds his head in his hand. It should be 3-1 to Boreham Wood. Is Shackelford turning inside White, sending the ball inside to Charlie Warren, advancing and sending the ball out to the left side to Pert. He sends it into the area to Barrett. Barrett sends it across. Oh, he's looking for Warren, can't find him. Crowded penalty area. Bodies on hand for Boreham Wood. They just sent everybody back just to get the bodies in, and that created enough confusion to stop what was otherwise a good attack from shots. Shackelford stayed up. He waves to Widrington, who finds him across a crowd of players. Plays the ball up to Warren. Warren holding the ball up just inside the penalty area. Comes back to Shackelford. Shackelford turns it a lovely cross to the far post, and no one can get there except for James Clark, who puts it behind. Oh, what a delicious ball, and how you want a forward coming in on that, Steve Gibbs.
You do. Curd was stranded. If there'd been a shots player coming in the goal mouth, shots would be level. But equally,
they could have been 3-1 down.
They could have been 3-1 down. That should have been a goal, but it also shouldn't have been a corner.
Okay, Josh Barrett's going to take this corner. In swinging, right foot up, flicked on to the far post. Ilasammi's going to get hold of it first. What about this for a scoreline at the top end of the National League? Gateshead 1, York City 0. 3 minutes before half time. Everyone said that York's fixtures are straightforward from here on in. Other than that final one against Rochdale, there'll be everything but.
That doesn't exist. Straightforward fixtures.
It doesn't.
And Gateshead are in good form, even though Boreham Wood made light work of them on Saturday.
And it was probably a belter, and the only reason I say that is because it was scored by Keaton Ward, who only scores belters. Here's Charlie Warren feeding Callum Stewart, who feeds Josh Barrett, who's holding the ball up, which is allowing Boreham Wood to get players back. Tetek's free on the edge of the area if they can spot him. Goes out wide to Pert. Pert sends the ball in, miscleared by Chris Bush. Half cleared again, and then picked up by Theo Widrington. Sends the ball into the area. Callum Stewart back to goal, twisting, turning, up against Bush. Gets a touch off him, I think, and Aldershot win another corner. The shots finishing the first half well here. They went 2-0 down. They've got back to 2-1 through a beautiful strike from Brodie Pert. Now they've got a corner. Widrington's going to leave this for Josh Barrett. We've got 20 seconds of the first half, 45 left. We're going to get a bit of added time. There was, of course, some treatment needed. Four added minutes. Well spotted, Steve. 4 added minutes after this. So in comes the corner from Shots. It's it! Oh, I thought it was in. It was towards the goal, and the one person I didn't spot was Ted Curd, who hadn't shifted. He'd waited on his line. I'm not quite sure who or how the ball got into him.
It was Will Nightingale who came in with Christy Grogan, the 2 centre-backs for Aldershot Town. And I think in the end, they got in each other's way to an extent. Nightingale looked free, but couldn't get clean connection with the ball. Because if he had,
well, what a first touch from Abdul Malik. He's then forced backwards. Yeah, for the crowd of bodies, I couldn't see Ted Curd, and I saw the header go towards what looked like the empty goal for me, and then I saw these hands just reach up and catch it. So apologies, Shots fans, if I got you a bit too excited there. Aldershot put the ball in touch on the halfway line. Flying leap from Theo Whittington to try and keep it in. He couldn't. It's a throw in to Boreham Wood, who would probably be quite happy just to control possession through the majority of this remaining 3 added minutes here, because they've done their work early on tonight. Goals in the 3rd and the 12th minute, potentially both from Regan Booty. Slight jury out on the first one. Matt Rush may have got a touch. Steve Gibbs alongside me certainly thinks so. No doubt about the scorer.
Well, he certainly thought so.
Yeah.
It was Rush who went away celebrating, but
yeah, when you're 8 goals behind the top scorer in the division, you do tend to claim anything and everything.
And I'm sure with you as a former Fox in the box striker, you would entirely concur with what Matt Rush was trying to do.
I do get it. If you did get a hair on it or a nostril or whatever, then yeah, you claim it. But Booty won't care. He's sided 2-1 up, and he scored the goal of the night. Pertz wasn't much worse. There's a good ball around the corner from Warren. Then Aldershot give it away. Then they win it back. Barrett touches the ball into the path of Tetek, who finds Theo Widrington. Back to Tetek. Tetek to Charlie Warren. Warren offers it, goes. Then he spins the other way. Takes Ilasami for a little walk. Loses it. Brunt comes in, goes down, wants a foul, not going to get it. Shackelford picks the ball up, advances towards the edge of the penalty area, tries the ball in, finds Barrett, who touches it straight to the path of Theo Widrington. Another ball back from Widrington is cut out, and then it's played back towards his own goalkeeper by a Boreham Wood player, cleared away, headed back in from Theo Widrington. He finds Tetek. Tetek finds Shackelford. He's going on up against Ilasami. Can he get the ball in? It's blocked by Ilasami. Then goes down just outside the penalty area on the goal line. Ilasami checks him, free kick. Don't think it'll be anything more. Yes, it is. It's a yellow card.
Yeah, I think
because he'd have been into the penalty area, albeit wide of the goal.
Yeah, not a goal-scoring opportunity by any stretch of the imagination, but a cynical foul from Ilasami, who knew exactly what he was doing. That Shackelford had wriggled free and was about to deliver across. Shots finishing the first half superbly.
Yeah, about to deliver potentially a goal-making opportunity. That's it. That's what it was. So Barrett's going to take the free kick, which is right on the dead ball line, and about 3.5 inches outside the penalty area. In fairness, Steve, we weren't calling for a penalty there. It was always a free kick.
Yeah.
I think if anything, it's nearer the penalty area now, where Barrett's going to take it from. The cry we used to say was low and hard, because anything can happen, and surely that's what Josh Barrett will do. Drifts it in, headed away, first contact from Boreham Wood. Shackelford onto it, plays it out to Barrett, and so frustrating for Aldershot, who finished the half so strongly, as you say, Steve, but just fizz it in low and hard. It only needs a deflection and it can go in.
Yeah.
But Aldershot, they lift it up in the air, and Boreham would get first contact.
Yeah, but we've seen in the stoppage time and a little bit before that as well, this Boreham Wood defence under pressure lacks a little bit of composure, lacks a little bit of stability. Aldershot Town can exploit that in the second half.
Yeah, half-time scoreline then here at the EBB. Aldershot Town 1, Boreham Wood 2. All the goals coming in the opening 23 minutes or so. Regan Booty with a low drive for the first, of which Matt Rush potentially got a touch, and then 9 minutes later, definitely Regan Booty's goal. I compared it to is Nick Horton-esque, which might be doing an injustice to Regan Booty, who obviously has now joined that club. He was, from the replay, inside the Aldershot half, but not far inside it.
No, he was still. He wasn't ahead of the edge of the centre circle.
That's right. No, exactly that. So about 45, whatever the measurements are, about 5 yards inside the Aldershot town half. Anyway, that was on 12 minutes, and then Brodie Pert cut in. Similar in a way, but further out, and all his own work really, to the goal on Saturday at Woking. If that one was good, this one was great, and it's given Aldershot a foothold in this game. It means that they are just the one goal behind, having gone 2 goals behind again. Steve, any other thoughts from you, or should we?
No, I think you've summed it up really well. Just to say the shots are not out of this one yet, and they have seen, as we just said, this Boreham Wood defence, particularly under pressure, and not the most composed, not the most controlled, and if you whip the balls into the box, they will make mistakes.
That's Steve Gibbs, I'm Rob Worrell. A quick look at your National League half-time scorelines, where they have finished, and they have in all bar one match. Aldershot Town 1, Boreham Wood 2 here. It's Boston 1, Altrincham 0. The goal coming from Barrington. I'm not even sure who he is. Luca Barrington, there we go. Perhaps Boston have signed him this week. I've not seen his name before. Brackley 0, Braintree 0. Eastleigh 0, Sutton 1. Eastleigh down to 10 men after just 6 minutes. Nick Townsend sent off, and Kai Jennings putting Sutton ahead on 13 minutes. Aldershot go to Morecambe on Saturday, then they'll be back here on Good Friday at home to Sutton, and then away to Gary Waddock's Wealdstone on the bank holiday Monday. FC Halifax Town 0, Carlisle 0 at the Shea, and then Gateshead 1, York City 0. Keaton Ward with a goal 4 minutes before half time. That's your half time scorelines in the National League. If you're interested in the National League North, or well, there won't be anybody, I'm sure, interested in the National League North particularly, but worthy of note that Kings Lynn are 4-0 up at Leamington away tonight, and also worthy of note because Leamington could be relegated tonight in March. 19 points adrift. Bath City 0, Hemel 1, Chesham 0, Hornchurch 1. That goal coming from former Shot and former Boreham Wood player, Mr. Rees. Enfield 1, Dover 0, Torquay United 0, Dorking Wanderers 1, Alfie Rutherford, and Western Supermare 1, Worthing 1. Joe Cook with the goal for Worthing. That's it from Steve Gibbs and myself for the first half. Thanks for listening or watching, whatever you've been doing, and we'll speak to you again in about 10 minutes. Half-time scoreline, Shots 1, Wood 2.
The winning goal in the season was 3 minutes, so if you have that winning goal ticket, please go around to the players' entrance after the game to collect your prize. Half-time scores for this evening's other Enterprise National League fixtures. It's Boston United 1, Altrincham 0, Brackley Town 0, Braintree Town 0, Eastleigh 0, Sutton United 1, FC Halifax Town 0, Carlisle 0, and Gateshead 1, York City 0. The Shop's next fixtures is coming Saturday, the 28th of March, our annual tour of duty beach check, where we visit Morecambe. Kick-off is at 3 o'clock. After that come our 2 Easter weekend fixtures. On Good Friday, the 3rd of April, we host Sutton United at the Oak Stadium, and then on Easter Monday, the 6th of April, we travel to Wealdstone. Gateshead visit the Oak Stadium on Saturday the 11th, and all of these games kick off at 3 o'clock. Our home fixture with Southend United has been rearranged and will now take place here at the F Stadium on Tuesday the 14th of April, kick-off at 7:45. And the Shots Away travel group will be running a coach to our forthcoming away games at Morecambe, Wealdstone and Brackley Town. The coach from Morecambe will be part of the F Stadium this Saturday at 7 a.m. with the fare being £52 for members and £55 for non-members. For Wilston, departure time is 12:15, the cost is £22 and £25, and for Brackley, we leave at 11:30, with the fare being £27 and £30. To book a place on any of these trips, please email the Shops Away Travel Group at gmail.com. And just to let you know, the Shops Foundation are holding a race night here in the F Lounge this coming Friday, the 27th. It's £10 per head, which includes a buffet, entries from 7:15, with the first race being at 8 o'clock.
Pure magic from Booty, that, wasn't it? Yeah. We were literally getting excited at Aldershot nicking the ball and about to counter, and then it was one back and just dispatched. Yeah. You're watching there.
Whatever half time.
Oh, right. Oh. Is that the stats from our game there?
Yeah.
50. That's, I don't know if I believe that.
No, the possession is right. The rest of it.
Oh, we've had 3 shots to Woods too, apparently. When you look at the stats alone, it looks quite even, isn't it? Or if it's not like this and worse in Boreham at the weekend. Brian and I he's doing something you did once. He's driving to mine, we're going up together, and we're staying overnight on the Friday night, and he got a call today from the hotel or B&B or whatever. Said, would you like to upgrade to a sofa bed?
Just nasty out there. It's kind of appropriate. Morgan and Wise used to do it. They used to share a bed in their comedy show.
Well, I hope they topped and tailed.
No, they didn't. Short. They used to share a bed, so we need it. Yeah. Morgan, I think you have to.
Okay, one birthday message to read out this evening. It's a very happy birthday to Oliver Hilton, who is 10 tomorrow. He's one of our boarders this evening. So we hope you have a great and enjoy your birthday tomorrow. Okay, we have all the 50 numbers for this evening. 3 prizes. First prize is for £80 and the winning ticket number is 90144. The second prize is for £50, ticket 90072. And the third prize is for £20, ticket 90232.
They're both out of hospital. Both is going to be out. Concussion protocols. I think one of them does need That's right, yeah. And they've signed another keeper today. That's what was going through my mind when I saw those two collide. I'm going to see if I've got my hat in the bag. No hat in the bag. Disappointing really because it means I can't let the hat out of the bag. So I'm only here all night, not all week.
Juniors. So I took on managing this team.
I'm getting some weird feedback. So I was just chatting around and I put it through my headphones. The studio talking to me.
It's all changed now. I went to 11 side, 11 years ago. Now they don't do that until they're 13, I think.
So we won 2-1 at Braintree. It was 0-0 at half time. Since then we've been 1-0 down against Rochdale, 2-0 down against Forest Green, 2-0 down against Carlisle, 1-0 down against York, 2-1 down against Woking. I'm not Woking. 2-1 here. Yeah. I'd snap your hand off for a 2-all, I really would. Just another point on the board. And something against one of the top
down at Boreham Road, which is when you come out of Aldershot, like this Tesco's, out to Roundabout, you turn right, the pitches are down the left-hand side. So the first team used to train down there a little bit after us, but then they actually really released it and the rest of it. And the army said, okay, come and use the military. The first team, they were across the road.
Just for the benefit of our listeners, Boreham Wood are out for the second half. No sign yet of the shots. Here they come now.
So we were down there on top, and our pitches were brilliant. Nice place. Changing facilities were great. So the kids, half the time the kids
And our referee this evening, Adrian Welch, who's shown yellow to Tetek and yellow to Ilasanmi in the first half, is out for the second half. But just had his arm around Matt Rush, and they were talking to each other, and then they come back and put their arms around each other again. It just looks wrong to me, that, but I'm sure they're just checking, verifying, understanding something. And they go into conversation again, and for a third time embrace each other with their arms. Very interesting. That I'm sure what that's saying in body language is that they were having a healthy, positive discussion about something, and nothing more than that. Aldershot now about to kick off the second half, kicking towards the East Bank end in their home kit of red shirts, blue shorts and red socks. Boreham Wood in all black. Run through your teams in just a moment. No obvious changes at half time, and no change to the kick-off. Almost exactly the same as it was in the first half when Boreham Wood put it out to the right hand side, and it went straight into touch. And Aldershot 1, Boreham Wood 2 is your half-time score. Boreham Wood with the throw-in the left-back position here. The shots lining up with Boyce Clark in goal, a back four left to right of Scott, Grogan, Nightingale and Shackelford. Then Widrington and Tetek in central midfield with Pert, the shots goal scorer Barrett and Warren supporting Callum Stewart in attack. Here, as Aldershot forces an error and the ball into touch on the right-hand side, taken quickly. Widrington into Shackelford. Shackelford sends it in, and it's cleared behind by Ilasanmi, I think, for an early shots corner in this second half. Steve Gibbs.
Exactly the start to the second half that Aldershot Town would have wanted. Attacking the East Bank in the second half. Probably got the wind behind them and the driving drizzle. They're definitely not out of this one yet.
Josh Barrett is out there. He's got the option of a short one with Tetek. Tetek comes in. What's the
went straight out of play. Either is it being retaken? Yeah, I think the assistant has flagged for it to be retaken. Maybe the ball wasn't actually in the corner quadrant.
Okay, we might just see in a minute. I don't think it's that crucial, but from Josh Barrett's point of view, he'll get a second opportunity to take it anyway. We're just looking at the replay, and it certainly looks in it. Anyway, this corner isn't a lot better. Boreham would get first contact, put it into touch, and Aldershot's corner's turned into a throw halfway in the half.
Yeah, the ball got blown off out of position just as Josh was about to take the corner.
Would have wrestled possession, then given it away again, then won it back, cleared it forward with the Lasami, headed back down by Theo Widrington to Barrett, who's got his back to goal, 30 yards out, toes the ball into the path of Will Nightingale, who feeds Ollie Scott. Scott offers it inside, finds Widrington, then comes back out to Nightingale. He'll advance forward, no one shut him down. He might have a shot from here, he won't need a second invitation. Oh, there's a ball in to Tetek, I think, who tried to just shift it first time into the path of Callum Stewart, but hit it too firmly, just disappeared out of play behind the goal. But bright and inventive from the shots, maybe just overplaying when in these windy, drizzly conditions, sometimes just get an effort away on the goal.
Yep.
And you never know what might happen from it. There's a ball lifted over the top from Boreham Wood to the edge of the area. Boyce Clark comes to the edge of his area, waits, collects, thinks about an early bowl out. 3 minutes already gone in this second half. Shots 1, Boreham Wood 2. Aldershot playing it out from the back through Nightingale to Scott. Scott down the line to Brodie Peart, gives it back to Scott again. This time it's blocked by the Boreham Wood number 15, James Clark, then cleared forward and into touch. Boreham Wood now will have the throw. James Clark will take it. His referee's telling him very firmly no further, and he throws the ball in to Rush, who comes off his man Nightingale, threads it out to the left hand side to Brunt. Heavy touch from Brunt, and Charlie Warren's pounced on that. Theo Widrington has gone back to Boyce Clark, and Boyce Clark sends it straight down the right channel. If that clears Ilasanmi's head, well, it doesn't. He heads it inside, then it's headed back outside by Bush, headed on by Widrington. Ricochets off a Boreham Wood player into the path of Shackelford, who sends the ball inside to Tetek. Tetek to Nightingale, and Nightingale out to Pert on the left, but he can't keep it under control. We're into the 50th minute. Boreham would take this throw quickly. They're immediately under a bit of pressure. O'Connell wins it, and then O'Connell has it nicked off of him by Callum Stewart, and then catches Callum Stewart. Aldershot win a free kick. It's level with the edge of the penalty area, halfway between the penalty area and the touchline. And can they produce something from this set piece? I know they must focus on it, they must look at it, and I know they often don't have a height advantage, but I'd love to see the stats on first contact to free kicks and corners for Aldershot in attack this season. It's not high enough. Can they get first contact on this one? Josh Barrett is going to have the first contact. He's going to send it in. He sends it in, headed away by Boreham Wood to a Boreham Wood player, and then picked up on the edge of the area by Tetek, who is scrambling backwards and to the side, and Aldershot forced all the way back to Shackelford, and Shackelford all the way back to Boyce Clark. He clears up to the left side, and then Brunt can only put it into touch. But it's another one, Stephen. You watch and you commentate on every single game, and I don't keep stats on it, but I just lost count of how many times.
Yeah.
I think Aldershot get first contact in around about 15 or 20% only of balls into boxes.
Yeah, I mean, first contact is important. It's also second contact, controlling contact whenever that comes, first, second, third. But yeah, your point is entirely valid. Aldershot Town need to improve their set piece productivity.
Oh, they're giving the ball away here with Grogan. He might get another chance to get back on it, and he does. And he goes to ground and doesn't just fly in and clear the ball, he keeps it under control. Then he sends it out right to Shackelford. Shackelford plays it forward. It's off Ilasammi and into touch. No further goals since the 23rd minute here, but there is one, a key one at the bottom end of the National League. Brackley 0, Braintree 1. Ben Drake with the goal there, and Altrincham have equalised at Boston as well through Declan Howe. And meanwhile, Aldershot attacking down the right hand side, have lost possession. Abdul Malik turns it round the corner, finds Booty, goes back to Ilasami, he gives it away. Ball's picked up by Grogan, inside to Theo Widdington, asks an awful lot of Charlie Warren down the right hand side, and the ball just picks up pace off the turf and disappears behind the goal. Away to our left, Kurd immediately sticks it down and plays it short to O'Connell. O'Connell clips it up to halfway. Brunt can't make contact, nor can Nightingale. Grogan onto the scene, head down, bombing forward, sends it out to Charlie Warren on the right side. Can we see a bit of Warren magic tonight? Maybe. He sends it inside to Barrett. Barrett running across the area, finds Grogan to Widdrington, to Scott, Pert, one touch, and then he fouls his man, who does brilliant, James Clark, to block him out, take the contact and win the free kick, and that will delight his new manager. I mean, he's not a new manager, but it's his new manager because he's only been here for a couple of games. Yeah,
a little bit frustrating for the Shots, trying down the left, down the right, down the middle to open up this Boreham Wood defence, but for all of the positivity that the Shots have had in the opening 7 3/4 minutes of this second half, Boreham Wood a little bit too much in control.
They certainly are, and they still lead 2-1. They have done since the 23rd minute when Aldershot got a goal back into this one. The ball played forward, claims are offside. It's booted clear anyway by Brodie Pert. Can you do it on a cold, wet and windy night at the EBB Stadium? Well, so far Boreham Wood can. Is Brunt sending the ball to Rush, sending it inside, met by Christy Grogan, who at the second attempt clears it away to the right hand side. Trouble is Abdul Malik's out there. He's up against Shackelford. He's gone past him, he's gone to the line, he's pulled it across, and do you know what, it's there if anyone from Boreham Wood's on hand to poke it in, but Brodie Peart can just drift back onto it and collect it, exchange passes with Tetek, and then the ball's in touch. It comes off of Regan Booty, who ends up face into the ball. He won't care though. He scored the goal of the night and one of the goals of the season. And he's possibly got the other one too. And if it's changed on any of the platforms to Rush, I see that the one I looked at has been still given to him anyway. Here's a ball out to the left for Shots, cut out by the header Clark, but his header can only find Will Nightingale, who's got a head down. sends it out to Pert on the left hand side. He's up against Clark, going to the byline, squares it across, cleared away by the first Boreham Wood defender, which is O'Connell. Into touch, throw in to the Shots.
Yeah, Aldershot Town trying desperately to build a head of steam, get a little bit of momentum, unlock this Boreham Wood defence, which is definitely not impossible. They showed in the first half.
Here's another ball in, headed up and away. Barrett's onto it, tries a shot, it's blocked on the line, comes out and it's cleared away by Ilasammi. Definitely a shot on target from Josh Barrett, but somebody blocked it, Steve.
Yeah, it was Chris Bush who blocked it. Barrett just having to battle to find even a couple of inches of space on the edge of the box. Got the shot away. There's a through ball and Rush is again offside, but the assistant's flag on this near side was a little bit late in coming, which panicked a few Shots fans. Not Christy Grogan though, who knew exactly what he was doing. And while Aldershot Town take this free kick, if I can just wish a happy birthday to Shots fan Tom Varley, who I believe is watching at home this evening. Happy birthday, Tom. See you at the Ebb Stadium very soon.
Yeah, happy birthday, Tom.
Enjoy some minty toothpaste to celebrate, and that's probably a joke that only a very few people will understand.
We'll move on then.
Probably the best.
As Chris Bush, who Steve identified as being the one that got firmly in the way of Josh Barrett's shot a couple of minutes ago. Aldershot pressing well here. Boreham Wood under pressure, clear it up and away. Good header, to be fair, in the moment from Boreham Wood. They've kept the ball, and now they try and thread it through and look for Richardson, but Nightingale's there on the scene, sends it back to Boyce Clark. Left by Pert. I think he was going to try and head it, and deft touch from Callum Stewart, but well read by O'Connell. It goes back to Curd. Curd's kick forward's going to bounce over Brunt. Theo Widdrington touches it into the path of Tetek, and Callum Stewart is fouled by O'Connell, who's going to get a yellow card, and finally we have a position for a Brodie Pert or a Josh Barrett free kick. Barrett immediately says to Pert, forget it, I'm having this.
Yeah, he's pulling rank, quite rightly too.
Yeah, on current form in the last two games, you would quite like to see Brodie Pert have a strike.
Absolutely, he's not a bad second choice, but yeah, I think understandably Josh Barrett is probably in his own mind his first, second and third options for this one.
Shots once again going 2 goals down tonight. They got back to 2-1. That was the half-time score. Now we're 57 minutes in, and they've very much stayed in this game. I hesitate to say that they probably had the better of the opening 12 minutes of the second half. And now Callum Stewart, who won the free kick, and Josh Barrett stand over it. Stewart now goes to join the wall. It's a 4-man wall with a spare player either side of that, and Callum Stewart going to go and stand into in the place where Josh Barrett's potentially going to strike it. Shots 1, Boreham Wood 2, but Barrett with this free kick here, 25 yards out. In it comes, blocked, drops, appeals for handball, nothing given. Ball half cleared as far as Grogan. Grogan on the edge of the area, plays it back to Tetek. Tetek to Ollie Scott. Scott's going to flick a ball in. That's headed away by Boreham Wood. Barrett's onto it, but he needs a bit of support. He plays the ball back down the line to Theo Widdrington. Again, nothing coming from the set piece for Shots, and then they pass the ball astray right across Scott and Widdrington and into touch. And look, he's got very, very high standards, Josh Barrett, and that wasn't up to the...
It was not, no. Nowhere near enough height, lift, trajectory on it. Whatever you're looking for in a free kick, that didn't have it. And in the end, it crashed probably halfway up the wall.
Here's Aldershot coming again though with Pert. The ball comes off, maybe just skims across his chest. Interesting here, the animation of the Boreham Wood team and the messages coming off the bench. I think they're just trying to calm things down a little. Aldershot are having a good spell here, and I think first and foremost Luke Garrard will want to address that, because he, in his own pre-match interview, said performances are what we need to focus on, because the better you perform, the more chance you've got of winning. And he won't be entirely satisfied with the way that his side have started the second half, the first 15 minutes.
They've relinquished control to an extent.
Yeah, here's Rush holding the ball up on halfway. Aldershot immediately send Stewart and Widrington onto him. Then a ball up the left side, and free kick given to Aldershot for offside. They're going to make a relatively early change here. Whoever they bring off the bench, Boreham Wood, is going to be of quality, and is one of the highest quality players in the National League. They could bring on Errico Souza is going to come on for them shortly. But we're still playing here. Ollie Scott sends it across to Grogan. He's got his head down. He's almost found a gap between two Boreham Wood players, but he has to come back, start again through Shackelford and Nightingale. Ball down the left is cut out by Clark, and the ball pings off of the Boreham Wood player. Aldershot win the throw-in. Taken by Widrington into Callum Stewart, sends it back inside to Pert. He's just on the edge of the area now. He's in, drills it across. Nice take from Barrett, shifts it further right into the path of Shackelford. He'll receive the ball on the right side, sends the ball in, headed behind by Ilasambi. First contact again from Boreham Wood, but the shots are really pushing and knocking at that door.
They are, and I think Luke Garrard wants an injection of energy. I suspect it will be Souza coming on for the defender who conceded that corner, Femi Ilasambi. It'll be a straight swap at left back. A little bit of fresh legs, more attacking intent from Souza, but the shots are still knocking at the door.
In comes the corner from the left, headed away, I think by James Clark, but certainly by a Boreham Wood player. Aldershot have won it again. Tetek, now they've given it away. Look at Rush, the space he's in the middle if they can find him. It's a foot race between him and Brodie Peart. He pushes Peart, just side charges him out of the way, and then Grogan, I beg your pardon, and Grogan comes back at him. The yellow card's out already. No qualms about that one, Steve Gibbs.
No.
Very cynical from Christy Grogan.
Yeah, it's a yellow card all day. Rush, despite being half the size of Grogan, pushed him out of the way, won a shoulder charge, and was scampering towards the Aldershot Town goal with some impetus and momentum, but yeah, Grogan just grabbed him by the shoulder and pulled him down.
The only thing stopping the shots being on track for at least a point for me in this game is the lack of first contact with every ball they're sending into the box. Free kicks, crosses from play, corners. Boreham Wood, well structured, well positioned, and game to get first onto everything. They're as obsessed with getting first onto it as I am with talking about them getting first onto it. Here's a ball played up the right hand side, overlapping run from Clark, takes the ball under control, shut down. Booty gives a return pass that's cut out by Brodie Peart. He finds Widrington, tries a ball out to the right hand side. He's lifted it over the head of Ilasambi, and Callum Stewart will chase, but Chris Bush will probably, he just goes clattering into the back of Bush. Clever from Bush that, he knew it was coming. Gateshead 2, York City 0. If you thought the title race was over, it certainly isn't. I know York do look as if they have the more favourable set of fixtures, but it's silly season, that's what it is. Aldershot pressing on the edge of the Boreham Wood area. No foul given against Tetek there. The ball's back to Curd. He clears, and it will find its way into touch by the edge of the south stand in front of the Wood faithful. The other scorelines tonight really sucking Aldershot and Eastleigh back in as things stand. Here comes that substitution for Boreham Wood. Lewis Richardson is coming off. Errico Souza is coming on. Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, not the change I thought. Richardson started the game at the very least on the right side of the attacking three, so that'll be a little bit
straight swap then, yeah.
Souza is more left-sided, left wing back, left wing.
So maybe Abdul Malik switches now, does he?
Possibly, quite possibly. He can play, but he's more left-sided as well. We'll see how it develops.
Souza used to play on the right a lot. Here's Shackelford getting down the right side. The ball's come out to Callum Stewart. Shot cleared away again by a Boreham Wood player. And then there's a coming together between Ollie Scott and Errico Souza. and they've both gone down rather awkwardly.
Yeah, I think Scott's come off the worst out of that one.
Brackley 1, Braintree 1 is probably a better looking scoreline for the likes of Eastleigh and Aldershot, who are getting sucked more and more back into that relegation zone picture. Boston 1, Altrincham 2, and Ollie Scott yet again involved. Halifax 0, Carlisle United 1. That's a scoreline that the Wood fans won't like, because as it was, they were just closing the gap a little bit. But at the moment, they've got to take care of business here themselves, of course, as well. Never comfortable, are you, when you're a goal up, away from home, against a side who are absolutely desperate to get a point again, or 3 if they can. Ollie Scott's up and he's fine. Eric O'Souza's up and he's fine. And not quite sure here. I think Sousa is being allowed to stay on and Scott not, because the referee has deemed that it was a foul by Scott.
And yeah, you're right, Eric O'Souza has started on the right side of the attacking 3.
Yeah, he certainly used to more often, but in this Boreham Wood side, it's very fluid, isn't it? They can switch flanks in a heartbeat. Slightly worrying for Shots that they have been the better side for 20 minutes at the start of the second half, but they haven't been able to score. John Coleman talks about it all the time. When you're on top, you've got to score. But Boreham Wood are the sort of side that don't mind if they have to suffer for 20-30 minutes and keep you out. And that's exactly what they've had to do. They've certainly had the odd little moment going forward, but Aldershot have got themselves back into this game and remain just a goal out of it. It's Regan Linney with that goal for Carlisle at Halifax. Clip ball over the top, attempted by Brunt, cleared away by Aldershot, and Regan Booty tracks back to get on it. Still, for the benefit of our online or app listeners, it's still drizzling here, windy. Oh, that's an underhit back pass from Shackelford, rushes onto it, and wow, Boyce Clark has saved the day there. Not only did he stop it from Rush getting across the goal, but he kept hold of it. Scott and Pert exchange passes. One thing's for sure, Steve, if Aldershot are going to get anything tonight, they can't afford to concede the next goal. They just can't. Not against this side.
No. Although Brackley did, to be fair, come back from 3-0 down recently, mid-game. In the end, they lost 5-3, but they did retrieve a 3-0 deficit to restore parity, albeit briefly.
Thanks for giving the Shots fans some hope anyway, Steve.
Even if you do draw level, they'll just kill you eventually. But that's the thing with Boreham Wood, they can soak up pressure, know that they've got the pace and the creativity to hit you on a lightning quick counter-attack at any moment. Here's
Kurds playing the ball across his goal line. It's cleared forward now by O'Connell. Good battle between Nightingale and Rush, and Rush does well there actually, and the ball's into touch. Clark will start the throw. It's the lowest crowd of the season at Aldershot, I'm pretty sure. 89 is a terrific number of away support for Boreham Wood. The 1366 would probably suggest Aldershot have lost the last 5 games, and it's a cold, wet, windy night. And they lost to their neighbours Woking at the weekend. I mean,
that's not going to help, is it?
It doesn't. I think a lot of people feel, John and all managers talk about not getting too high, not getting too low. I think Shots fans sunk to a big low after that one, coming on the back of the previous defeats. That's surely a push into the back there and it's not given, the push into the back of Charlie Warren. He then puts his hands on the ball. The referee gives a free kick for handball against Warren. I think he's let a lot of those little nudges go all night, but I think I don't know, we might see it in a minute in the replay, and it's probably fairly inconsequential, but I think he got that one wrong. Not had a bad game by any means. No, but also Charlie should know that until you hear the whistle, it's not guaranteed. You shouldn't try to wrap your hands around the ball. He did just got caught, glimpse of the replay, and he might well have just stumbled there, Warren. Here's Boreham Wood. running down the clock a little bit at the minute, and who can blame them? 69 minutes gone now, and Curd has the ball, plays it short to O'Connell. Steve, you wanted to come in?
No, still, yes, it's game management, and they're doing it very, very well. They are, for all of the momentum that Aldershot Town had at the start of the second half, they've not really exerted steady pressure for a prolonged period of time, really kind of rained down on the Boreham Wood goal, where you think, well, the goal's coming. It's not really happened.
Here's Zach Brunt forging away on the left side. Aldershot have wrestled the ball back. Nightingale goes back to Grogan, who clears long. Cut out by Ilasami, who didn't have the best first touch but recovered well. And now Boreham Wood send it out to the right hand side. Clark can't quite get it under control, and Ollie Scott can't quite clear it properly. And it's found touch in front of the Aldershot Town dugout, where John Coleman and his management team must be thinking about freshening things up with 20 minutes to go. Kwame Thomas is the known threat, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's
stripped and ready.
Getting stripped and ready.
Here's Brunt holding the ball up. Tetek's onto the loose ball though. He's got it, and he finds Josh Barrett. He's got a bit of space in front of him. James Clark's tracking back after him now. Barrett plays the ball back to Brodie Pert. Pert's going to take on Izzy Erico Souza here. Ollie Scott's coming for the overlap in instalments, bless him. And now he's got it, and he sends in the cross. That's cut out, goes behind, is it, or into touch? It's into touch. It's a throw in to the Shots, and they've got 19 and a half minutes plus whatever is added at the end of this game to try and get back into it. Throw in taken to Tetek, back to the throw in taker, Scott, and now back to Tetek. Ball in, edge of the area, and Callum Stewart battles for it but can't get it. It's cleared away. Boreham would have got it, ball inside, and Brunt can't take it under control.
That was a vital touch from Nightingale that took it off Brunt's toe.
Yeah, and the ball played out to Theo Widrington. Pert touches it down but then loses it. It's cleared away by Boreham Wood, only as far as Nightingale. Touches the ball. Oh, now he's been shut down by Tom White. Tom White's got options left and right. Picks the wrong one. Goes too straight and goes to Boyce Clark. Aldershot player out from the back to Scott, exchanges passes with Widrington. Pert gives it back to Scott, exemplary first touch, and back to his goalkeeper. It's a difficult situation for Aldershot. They haven't won in 6, and they're 2-1 down, and they're pushing hard. But here's Abdul Malik getting down the left side, and he hits the side netting with his shot. It's a goal kick to Aldershot Town. Blistering burst of pace even, not paste. Referee is going to allow the substitution for Shots, which is going to be Kwame Thomas for Josh Barrett. Barrett has actually had 3 of Aldershot's kind of 5/6 half chances of the night. Not been his night, really.
It hasn't, no. I was going to say it's not quite happened for him tonight, but as ever, even on an average night, Josh Barrett is at the heart of most things that Aldershot Town do. But yeah, I think John is right. Whether Kwame Thomas is the right player to necessitate, to facilitate a comeback remains to be seen, but I think John did need to switch something up and at least show Boreham Wood something a little bit different.
Josh Rees has scored a double tonight for Hornchurch. I only mention that because he's ex-Boreham Wood and ex-Shots, but they're actually 2-2 at Chesham. Worthing 3-2 up, and Torquay 0, Dorking 1 is still a later score. At the top end of the National League South, for the battle to come up to this division, where the Shots will be hoping they will be in next year, and Boreham Wood are hoping they won't. Right, there's a great dummy from the referee, which allows Boreham Wood to continue to build this attack. Abdul Malik plays the ball back, gets it back again, and then plays it into the path of Erico Souza. Souza wanders inside, finds Regan Booty, whose former side Gateshead are beating York 2-0. What an incredible scoreline that is. Offside given against Ilasanmi over on the far side. He was a bit caught up in his own zone, didn't realise that he'd got out of position there. So there's been goals in the 5 National League games tonight so far. There's only 14 minutes left at Gateshead, where they're 2-0 up against York. Rochdale's dream result. They go to Scunthorpe tomorrow night. Here's Boreham Wood in possession. And you're right, you touched on this a minute ago, Steve. First 15, 16, 17, maybe 18 minutes of the second half, Aldershot well on top. But since then, Boreham Wood have wrestled a good degree of control of the ball and the possession. Not necessarily even the territory at times, but they've exerted an element of control over the game to match the control they have in the scoreline.
Yeah, and killing a game is not necessarily one of the qualities that they're renowned for, but they are doing it superbly.
Brunt heads the ball down from an offside position. Aldershot win it, lose it, send it back inside. Sousa picks it up. I don't know why the assistant referee didn't put his flag straight up there, but here's Abdul Malik drifting around the edge of the area, plays it to Brunt just inside it. He tries to find a Boreham Wood player but can't. Aldershot win it through Tetek. Tetek finds Pert. Pert has been dispossessed, but then Ollie Scott's come back and won it. The ball's found its way into touch. Still driving, sheeting, drizzly rain here at the EBB. Started late enough in the day that it's not going to affect the quality of the pitch. It's just giving it that little bit of sizzle. Yeah,
there is a little bit of surface water around though, particularly in the left back position just in front of us. There's a few times that the ball has dropped down out of the sky and there's been some splash.
Yeah, mainly where the guttering's leaking, I think.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Aldershot win it in midfield. It's nicked back again by Booty, played out to the right hand side where Matt Rush will pick it up against Will Nightingale, and Boreham Wood just keeping the ball. It's like a bit of a training ground exercise for them at the moment, Steve.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I would, absolutely, and that they are, I said it's not a quality for which they're necessarily most renowned, but at the moment they are stifling the shots.
First touch from Abdul Malik finds Brunt. Brunt gets a shot away and it's wide, and it'll be a goal kick to Aldershot. Just going to make a comment about Zach Brunt. We know his qualities. He's been afforded quite a forward position tonight, and he's really the first line of backup, isn't he, I think, to Matt Rush. And I don't know, he's looked at times half interested. Maybe that's his style.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's not been his night tonight. He's not been at his best, and I think that shot typifies his evening, really, unfortunately for him and for Boreham Wood. But yeah, maybe he is better playing from deep, but he's got the most assists of any player in the National League this season. That's his creative qualities and the standards that he does set, but yeah, not at his best tonight so far. He'll probably go and shove those words right down my throat any second.
Talking of shoving down a throat, Kwame Thomas and Chris Bush, who've probably clashed on many an occasion in the National League, have just done so again from Boyce Clark's goal kick. Referee with a clear decision. The knockout blow was from Thomas, and the free kick won by Boreham Wood, but Aldershot pressing high, looking to win it back. Callum Stewart trying to get the crowd going as well. I think they want to lift the crowd, they want the crowd to lift them. And Aldershot desperate to just finally get out of one of these sticky situations that they found themselves in against every single one of the top five and Woking in the last 6 games. Here's Boreham Wood understandably taking their time from the throw. One in the air by Scott, one in the air by Booty, helped across by Grogan, not where he meant it, but it finds Shackelford. Eastleigh 0, Sutton 2 with 10 minutes to go there. Here Charlie Warren rolling his man and drifting out to the left hand side, finds Ollie Scott. Scott finds Brodie Pert. Pert going up against James Clark, plays it off him, goes behind for a corner to the shots. Please, as I've been rabbiting on about it all night, Aldershot, can you get the first contact with this one when it comes in? It won't come in until Callum Reynolds, the former Aldershot Town captain through 2 playoff seasons, and
Joe Newton,
yeah,
straight swap at left back with Femi Alassane coming off.
Yeah, defensive reinforcements for
Wood.
Wood.
It is, yeah, and yeah, Callum Reynolds.
He'll probably come on for O'Connell, will he, who's on a yellow? That's my guess, but we'll wait and see. No, it's Regan Booty, who's definitely not going to get any kind of a hat-trick tonight. He might even be chalked back to 1 if you're right.
Yeah, extra defensive reinforcements, or O'Connell might move forward into midfield and Reynolds will take up that centre-back position, but I suspect they might go to a back five now to see out the final 12 or so minutes.
Okay, corner to Shots, 2-1 down.
That rain is coming down heavier.
It is indeed. Theo Widrington is going to take this corner. I think it's him down there. What's Aldershot appealing that the Boreham Wood player's too close, but he isn't. In comes the corner to the far post. Referee spots and pushed in. And this is the trouble. Again, it's Kwame Thomas spotted by the referee. He's an easy target, and he makes himself sometimes an easy target, Steve.
He does, unfortunately. Yeah, he's a real physical aerial threat, but
could we argue that Aldershot got first contact in the box?
Well,
unfortunately, it led to a free kick. But
even before the corner had been taken.
Sheeting driving rain now. This is something else.
It's almost a hailstorm.
It is almost a hailstorm.
Can the game get abandoned?
That might suit Aldershot. Here's Tetek sending the ball out to the right hand side. Charlie Warren's hit a brick wall, but he's got the ball back again, and he's under pressure immediately from Abdul Malik. Plays it out to Shackelford on the right hand side. Shackelford cutting in, run forward, tries the shot, and it's wide. Can't blame him at all for having a go there. And it's something Aldershot haven't done enough in this half, is get some shots away. 9 minutes and 20 seconds left. Shots 1, Boreham Wood 2.
Yeah, and particularly in this awful weather. You said it in the first half. Have a go. You never know what will happen. Slick ball, slick turf. Just have a go. You might get a deflection. The goalkeeper might fumble it, and from nothing you're level. But good impetus from Shackelford, but as soon as he struck it, he was always under pressure, and the shot was always skewing wide.
Good takedown by Kwame Thomas, sends the ball out to the left hand side. Brody Pert's up against 2 Boreham Wood players, and he's been outwitted by them, and find Sousa, but he's back onto it again. He's into the penalty area, gives it back. Callum Stewart gets it back onto his right shot, gets a shot away. Oh, it's straight at Kurd. Anything to the right or left of him, and the shots could have been level. Huge determination from the players in red and blue, but they just can't break Boreham Wood down.
No, they've lifted it again in the last couple of minutes, but yeah, they need better quality with that shot, the final pass, whatever it is that's going to open up this Boreham Wood defence, because they're definitely not impregnable, but the shots just haven't mustered the requisite quality or momentum to force the issue that little bit more.
Something that's not impregnable is the guttering here at the north stand at the EBB.
It was ever thus.
It's like someone's turning on and off a shower as the gusts of wind come in right now. For those listening, if you're of Boreham Wood persuasion, give you some comfort, letting you know that all 89 fans are now seated in the south stand. And here's Brody Peart going past Clark. He's gone past him. He's to the edge of the area, sends it inside to Stewart. Lots of Boreham Wood players. Ball into the area, half cleared away by Bush. Nightingale will be first onto it. Can the shots get something out of this? Shot comes in, big deflection, but straight at Kurd again.
And no one following up either.
Straight at Kurd again, but without the olé at the end of that sentence, because that's what it is. It's a terrific strike. Here comes Callum Stewart, sends it inside to Theo Widrington, back out to the left. Pert can't get there. Going to offer him up as my Aldershot Town man of the match, but I don't get to pick it, listeners. Steve does, but I think Brody Pert's been superb tonight. He scored a wonderful goal, very nearly another one.
That shot from Nightingale was worth a go, particularly in these skiddy conditions, and Kurd definitely couldn't hold on to it first time, but for me it's the wrong option. You don't want your centre-back taking 30-yard pot shots with 7 minutes left. You want to be building up a head of steam, create that one gilt-edged chance.
Aldershot have won it back again through Warren on the right-hand side. He's found Tetek, he's running at the air, he's gone out wide to Widrington, who sends the ball to Shackelford. He's got a bit of room to work with. He's up against Abdul Malik now. He's gone past him, tries to get the ball in. It's cut out behind. Another corner to the Shots. And how much longer can they keep knocking at the door and not get in? Well, Boreham would be hoping 6 minutes plus added time. Gateshead 3, York City 0. Lewis Story joining in the party now. Here at the EBB, it's Shots 1, Boreham Wood 2. Corner in from the left. Oh, it's past everybody. Nobody gets contact. And it goes behind for a goal kick to Boreham Wood. And I'm running out of things to say about a lack of first contact in the box.
Yeah, Aldershot Town lifting it again. The kitchen sink is at least being prepared, but it's not quite yet being hurled towards the East Bank goal. But Boreham Wood, a mixture of Boreham Wood's stifling control and a little bit of a lack of final quality from Aldershot Town. They haven't yet created that chance that could snatch an unlikely but hugely valuable point.
That's Steve Gibbs, I'm Rob Worrell. We're bringing you National League action from the EBB in North East Hampshire, where the scoreline is still exactly what it was after 23 minutes. I don't know how. Aldershot Town have had now 5 chances of sorts in the second half, 3 of them coming in the space of 3 minutes. As we go to the business end of the game, at the business end of the season. Here's Nightingale finding Tetek. Tetek swinging the ball out to the left side, chested down by Brodie Pert and plays it back to Ollie Scott, but he gets that wrong. Understandable, to be fair, now and again. That's going to happen in these crazy conditions. Referee's blown his whistle for something. It's another double substitution for Boreham Wood. They're certainly using their personnel here.
Yeah, Marley Marshall Miranda replacing Zach Brunt. One silky creative midfielder coming off, being replaced by a bit of midfield steel. And it's number 17. He's listed as Callum Claydon on the team sheet, but it's Charles Claydon, and he's replacing Abdul Malik. Fortunately for Aldershot Town, Abdul Malik's been a little bit subdued this evening. And Claydon is another left-sided attacking midfielder, but maybe not quite as spectacularly creative as the departing Abdul Malik.
Loose ball in the middle of the pitch, bounces twice, 3 times. Handball from Boreham Wood, free kick to Aldershot. Referee wants it taken from the right place. And everybody going to bomb forward as if it was the final seconds. It's not quite that yet, but we've got 3 minutes plus whatever's added. Widrington sends the ball out to Ollie Scott, sends the ball in, and Raheem Shackelford shoots a little deflection, and this time it lands on top of the netting. Oh, how desperately Aldershot wanted that to just deflect in, but it is another corner. Charlie Warren's got the ball down there, ready to take.
Yeah, they definitely take a fluke right now.
Warren takes the corner short, finds Tetek, back to Warren. Warren with his right foot sends the cross in. Keeper gets it anyway. The flag is up for offside, possibly. Done well to pick that out amongst all of those bodies in that penalty area. Referee tells the goalkeeper to get the ball down and get on with it. Luke Garrard is negotiating the added time with the 4th official.
And I think there will be quite a bit of it.
Oh, I don't know. I've lost count. Look, I say it before, I say it again, and only once, because I know it annoys people. We've been thoroughly well entertained tonight. It's just incredibly frustrating from an Aldershot Town point of view. But you have to say what you have to applaud the defensive rearguard action, largely from Boreham Wood in the second half. They've repelled everything that the shots have thrown at them.
Next up is number 31, Raheem Shackelford.
Shackelford given the official man of the match today. Not greeted with much response from the EBB, but he certainly had a better game today that he's had in the last couple. Is Boreham Wood down the left side, and I think they're going to run out of pitch here. They are indeed. It was Callum Claydon.
Charles Claydon.
Well, I was just going to say
it's
to you,
Callum on the team sheet.
Yeah, I was just going to say to you, it's not Callum, is it? But
no, I think whoever was typing the team sheet had written number 16 Callum Reynolds.
We're sorry,
and then had Callum in his mind as a Christian name beginning with C, and repeated it for Claydon, but no, it's number 17 Charles Claydon.
Of course it is. We knew that, didn't we, really? Ted Kurd's got the ball in his hands. We've got 35 seconds left of the 90. Here's Christy Grogan winning it in the air, and the ball's coming back from White. Nightingale heading the ball down. Grogan clearing it up towards Callum Stewart. Lovely touch from him. Feeds Theo Widrington, who sends it out to the left side for Brodie Peart to challenge for, and challenge unfairly for, according to the referee, and I would tend to agree with him as well. He could have just waited. I think we're going to get 5 added minutes.
I think that was a combination of a little bit over impetuous from Brodie and a little bit of defensive nous from James Clark, and it is indeed 5. Yeah, lovely layoff in the centre circle from who was it? Callum Stewart. Really good deft side-footed pass to continue Aldershot Towns on the attack, and now they do have the ball back.
And York City have scored in 90+3. They've scored a lot of late goals this season. They're going to need a few more to get any points out of that game. They're still 3-1 down. The shots are 2-1 down here. Nightingale's lifting a ball forward, looking for Kwame Thomas, but Callum Reynolds knew where it was going to be, and then Aldershot nick it back through Scott into Tetek to Widrington to Shackelford. Shackelford finds Grogan, and can Aldershot create one more chance in these remaining 4 added minutes as a minimum? Tetek swivelling one way then the other, plays it up to Charlie Warren. He immediately lays it back to Tetek. Boreham Wood offering up territory, but not making it easy at all for shots. Ball out to Peart on the left side, chests it down, now he cuts in, sends a little ball in left, headed away by Boreham Wood only as far as Theo Widrington. He's fouled. Free kick to the shots. Surely now, with Josh Barrett off, Brodie Peart is going to demand this. He wants it, so too does Callum Stewart. Why not let Brodie Peart have a go, Steve, is what I say.
Yeah.
He's in the mood. He's
absolutely.
Scored 2.
Yeah, I think so. He is the next cab off the rank with Josh on the bench. I think Brodie has proved his shooting ability from distance in the last couple of games, and yeah, good nous, a little bit of dark arts from Theo Widrington. He knew he was going to get touched from behind, waited for that contact and made sure that he won the free kick.
Some messages in from Lewis Davies with just generally saying obviously April's going to be important for the shots, and Gateshead proving that you can win a free hit if that's what they had tonight. Right, 4, borderline 5 men in the wall. Shots 1, Boreham Wood 2. A late free kick here for Brodie Peart. It's good, but it's not good enough. It's got a bit of pace, got a bit of curl. Goes over the bar, goal kick to Wood, and it remains 2-1 to Wood. And I think they're going to see this as one of the hardest earned 3 points on the road this season, even if it's amongst many.
Yeah, they will, and that is a little bit of credit to Aldershot Town. Not quite, or once again, just falling a little bit short against one of the best teams in this division, and that's no disgrace in isolation. It's just it smarts a little bit more when they come in such quick succession.
Sousa's caught Ollie Scott, who's up. He doesn't really want to stop for any treatment. He's such a brave lad. He's had so many head injuries, it's unreal. Boyce Clark's going to take this free kick. We are into the final 1 minute and 38 seconds of added time. Shots 1, Boreham Wood 2. Boyce Clark sends it in, headed away. First contact from Callum Reynolds. Who else? The king of it. Aldershot going down the right hand side. I thought Shackelford might have been fouled there, but the ball's gone out of play, and it's just a throw in to Boreham Wood in front of their 89 Rather wet, some of them, but delighted supporters. A very late equaliser for Boston at home to Altrincham. It's 2-2 in that one. And here we still have the same scoreline we had after 23 minutes. Multi-ball system, and Boreham Wood making the most of it at the moment with both balls in the thrower's hand. Eventually they get on with it down the line. I think it was Bush, and Aldershot win it in the air. Tetek heads it down, then it's hooked forward. Nightingale's got it under control. He tries a pass out to the left, but it's been well read by Boreham Wood, and they've got the potential counter-attack here. Rush trying to invite the challenge from behind. Aldershot play it up to Scott. Scott thinks he's fouled from behind. Nothing's given. The referee hasn't given him all evening. Throw in is to Boreham Wood. In we go to the final 30 seconds, and yet again Aldershot are struggling to get anything here against the top 5 side. Rush goes in, tackles against Boyce Clark, and Boreham Wood have got exactly what they want there, and that's a corner in the dying seconds of this game, and Luke Garrard's men stand on the edge of yet another win in a magnificent season for them, their first back at this level. And Carlisle, they'll be disappointed to know, have won 1-0 at Halifax, which means it's as you were. Something's happened from the corner here, I'm not too sure what. I think free kick maybe been given to Aldershot. Boyce Clark is going to take it. Referee says take it from the right place, probably to buy himself time to run a few more yards up the pitch. The added time is up and over by more than 30 seconds. Is the ref going to add any more? Ball comes off of Sousa. No, he isn't. It's another defeat for Shots at home, and they've pushed so hard, but they just can't get a point against these top 5. Final score: Shots 1, Gateshead 2. All the goals coming in the first 23 minutes. A brave and gallant effort, but John Coleman has said he doesn't want to be a gallant loser, and tonight that's probably the best label you could give his Aldershot Town side. With his final thoughts on the match and his Aldershot Town man of the match, here's Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, the two sides of Boreham Wood have won the day. Creative attacking brilliance, particularly Regan Booty's second goal. Absolutely outrageous impudence to score from that distance, and then they've stifled the game. They've maybe known that Aldershot Town are a little bit lacking in attacking threat, and they've soaked up pressure and killed the game stone dead, and that's huge credit to them. And yes, maybe at the start of the season people didn't expect them to be up where they are in amongst the big boys, but they're there on merit. They're not going away, and whoever faces them in the playoffs will not relish that prospect. They will know that on their day this Boreham Wood team have plenty of match winners and plenty of nous and fighting spirit and defensive resolution, and they can win ugly and they can blow you away, and that at any level is a frightening, potent combination. And Aldershot Town had their moments, but Boreham Wood still deserved the 3 points.
Yeah, and your man of the match for Shots, Steve, titanic effort from the whole team. Yeah, we know that they don't have the same level of quality as the top 5 teams, but huge guts and determination. Who was the standout for you?
I think there were a couple of players bubbling under that were good. Ollie Scott again, I think Warren and Stewart, but you said it and I can't argue, Brady Pitt.
Yeah, wonderful goal, got Aldershot back into it. Steve will catch up for BBC Surrey with John Coleman after the game. I hope he doesn't just say repeat the previous one, because it did feel a little bit different. I thought that was their best effort yet against any of the top 5. The fact that the wild conditions as well, they just never gave up. But huge credit to Boreham Wood, the visitors, for a rearguard performance in the second half that was kind of forced on them really through Shots' desperation to try and get something out of one of these games. The Shots will go to Morecambe on Saturday. It's the tour of duty, which basically means it's the annual game where Aldershot try and get as many away supporters to the game as they possibly can. And then we'll be back here the following Friday, Good Friday, at home to Sutton, before the Shots travel to Grosvenor Vale, Wealdstone, Gary Waddock's Wealdstone on Easter Monday. That's pretty much it from me and Steve, other than those other scores in the National League tonight. A couple of those tight battles down the bottom have ended all square. So Shots 1, Boreham Wood 2 here. Boston with a late equaliser against Altrincham, that's 2-2. Brackley 1, Braintree 1. Eastleigh 0, Sutton 2, Halifax 0, Carlisle 1. And Gateshead 3, York City 1. Quite fitting really, out of 6 games, the only home win of the night, and it's against York City, strong title favourites, which basically means now that Rochdale still 2 points ahead but have a game in hand again now. They play tomorrow night against Scunthorpe. That's it from us. Thanks for joining us, whatever it's been on, and we'll speak to you again on Saturday from Morecambe, God willing.